Thank you so much for your comments. Willie Castlike, I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, says Nigel Farage is, was, and always will be a showman or pleaser. When he is not asleep, he is playing to the gallery. Whilst serving as an MEP, he proved to be nothing less than an embarrassing liability to Britain. He continues in this vein, even as an ordinary person. Well, I don't think Mr. Farage would ever be happy to be considered ordinary. He is the most extraordinary individual, and as I've said on a number of occasions, has served an apprenticeship of 20-odd years, learning with great accomplishment to talk about one subject, Brexit, and to talk about Europe with authority and with panache. And certainly after 20 years training on a regular basis to talk without notes, and to lead from the front. I mean, I think his rhetoric, if you really want to listen to some really good political speeches, check out some of the Farage stuff. Funny, informative, vengeful, rude, and brilliant at every step. The fact that somebody is brilliant, the fact that somebody is well trained, like a performing poodle, doesn't mean that they are right. It just means they are extraordinarily skilled at what they do. In the past, with the music hall, I spend a lot of time looking at the traditions of the music hall. People would have honed their skill, juggling with 3 cannonballs and an apple. And they would have honed that skill night after night, or months of training to perform exactly that, maybe 1 minute routine night after night as they toured around the music hall circuit in the UK, or indeed in the US, with vaudeville and burlesque. And then we have television, which demands something new every time you appear. And the old comics, the old performers would come on and do their 1 song or 2 songs, and it would make their name. And now a performer has to sing a new song every week, or has to produce a new album every year. And it's a huge strain on creativity to be constantly producing something new. It's not what we used to do. And Farage is part of that old school. Farage has one trick. He's a one-trick pony. And the thought that his girlfriend should be outed the last few days to do interviews to say that Farage would make a very good prime minister is laughable. Laughable. Clearly, the appearance on I Am a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is part of a PR exercise for him to lever himself out of GB News and back into the political fray. And I had wondered why he was so reluctant to go into the House of Lords. Well, now we know it's the same ambition that compels Boris not to accept a peerage. But that is precisely why the leaders of these movements, the people who got Brexit done, should be in the House of Lords so they don't do any more messes on our carpet. So because we've got to find time to let the dust settle before there's more chaos. And these people should have been at hand to answer for their decisions, for their momentous decisions. Not only should Farage and Johnson and Truss, and I should say Cameron, but he's already there now. I'm sure I'm missing somebody out. Oh, May. But also, I think that person who looks like a rat, what's his name? Cummings. All of these people should be in the House of Lords, where they can do no more harm, but they can be held to account. And if that means they get to strut around occasionally in ermine and red robes, well, great. And that's the price we pay for getting them out of the way. And to change the nature of the House of Lords will be to lose that opportunity of quietly putting these people to one side, but still expecting their participation and waiting for their advice, and also holding them to account. It performs all of those roles, and the House of Lords, during this period of Brexit collapse, the House of Commons has become a sloganizing chamber where very little sense is had, and you think, well, maybe you're going to get the sense in the committee rooms, but actually that isn't the case either. I've looked, I've observed, I've followed the Parliament TV debates in the sessions in committee, the sessions in the House of Commons, and the sessions in the House of Lords, and believe me, the only sessions worth listening to, the only sessions where there is some sort of progress in thought, is in the House of Lords, where you can hear the progress, where there is a debate. You can't hear it in the House of Commons. And the committee rooms are full of people who are saying, "Oh, well, I don't really know. I'll write back to you on that." And it all sounds very smooth and professional, but actually there is no exchange of ideas. There's no exchange of ideas. But there is an exchange of ideas in the House of Lords. And if we lose that, because people are looking for their next election, we lose something. We lose an element of stability in our society. We have so little stability. To rip up the one thing which is working in Parliament, I think, is a great mistake. And I've looked at Gordon Brown's proposals. I don't think they work, but I do think he's right in calling for a chamber that can focus on the devolved parliaments and pool the three parts of the United Kingdom, the four parts of the United Kingdom, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and England together as equals. And maybe that, I don't think that's about replacing the House of Lords. I think that's probably about having a new chamber and possibly taking the initiative and putting it in Leeds. But there's no reason why it has to be in London. But I don't think that should be the House of Lords.